This morning we're going to be looking at the Jeanneau 55. This is a new model for this year. As you know, there was one launched at Dusseldorf in January this year, and we'll go over all that a little bit later. Okay, as per normal, we'll start at the Transom. Like a lot of the larger models of Jeanneau, as you can see underneath there is a large dinghy garage. Quite a nice few new things with Jeanneau as they have evolved. There is a really nice swim ladder underneath, and they actually have a folding step to make it easier to get down onto your Transom bathing platform. This one is set up hydraulically. As we go through the video, all the stats will come up: kill, depth, weight, length of the boat. There we go, water to fill up, and here is your hot and cold shower. Handy little spot, and normally there'll be a clip or somewhere up here that if you want to, you can clip the shower on. Very nice large bathing platform. Depending on what option you choose, underneath here you can see a lumb bolt, and you'll have a grill and cleaning area if you have fish or you want to grill up some food, barbecue. And there is access to your life raft and so on here. Access to steering quadrant and so on. Jeanneau have changed a lot, I think, giving you more of that crossover between a catamaran and monohull. The beam of these yachts are absolutely huge now, giving you a lot more entertaining space. And I think, you know, if this is your type of boat, I think it's quite innovative to move the helms further forward to give you more access and entertaining area aft. Obviously central here you have access to your dinghy garage if the transom is up, and as you can see you have a dining table here which goes up and down. Nice L-shaped seating, and this has the dining table down already to give you a really nice big sunbed area. I'm going to start with the starboard helm. Nice carbon wheels. As normal, you have your engine start-stop, electronic throttle controls, Raymarine chart plotter, bow and stern thruster. Nice to be able to deal with your anchor here, having it go up and down. I should imagine there is a chain counter somewhere. And your electric switches for your winches, Raymarine repeater or autopilot, and the same here. You have a Harken 60 self-taining primary electric winch and a 2-speed Harken 46 primary winch. Secondary winch, sorry. It's true with all Jeanneaus. All your sheets and halyards run back. You've got a nice bank of clutches there and a deck management system. You also have a cool little turning block in case you need to run from one winch to another. And what's really nice is they've provided some really nice tail bins, so all your lines and so on can go in here. Another clutch. Something else which I love about Jeanneau at the moment, and you'll see as we walk around, a nice helm seat on the edge here, or if it's down, a nice block on the floor if you're on the heel. Deck drains down here, but there are no steps to actually get around this boat. You can just walk your way around. See how high. Look at that, absolutely fantastic. Before we go too far forward, like you to show you the carbon poles. Should imagine it's an optional extra for the sunshade, but I think it would be a welcome addition to anybody who's cruising in the Mediterranean or the Bahamas, Caribbean, that sort of thing. It's one of those options you want to tick. Right, you have water points to fill, access to pontoons or marina wall, depending on where you're set up, and there are also points here to attach a ladder if you want. There are 3 sets of cleats, midships, forward and aft, and you have inboard, outboard shrouds, which is really nice. And here you can see all your sheets and halyards coming down through and running along the deck, nice and tidy, which leaves the deck clear of trip hazards, a nice space to walk around. Self-tacking jib and a huge sunbed forward. Obviously there are hatches under here, we'll see those when we get on the inside. There are opening hatches underneath the sunbed and a couple more forward here. Not that you really want to know, but there's your waist walkway. We'll come all the way up forward first. Lumar anchor windlass and a single barrel stainless steel roller, and your jib, standard furling system. See, ample room in the chain locker, and here you have, if you're forward, a remote control and somewhere to hang, you know, spare lines and so on. Not too bad. And just behind your anchor locker you actually have a skipper's cabin. Go and have a look. Not bad skipper's quarters. Have a sink, mirror and your own heads. Not too bad, wet heads, as you can see. So it's not too bad. There's a bunk underneath, there are a load of cushions on it at the moment. And another bunk on top, which I don't think is too bad. And somewhere to, you know, hang some clothing and bits and pieces. All in all, not too bad. Right, before we go down port side, like up for the aft area, you have a really nice sunshade here. Very, very important when you're sailing around the tropics. This particular boat has come equipped with a in-mast furling system. And there you have your hydraulics to tension all your halyards. Vang, boom, and a huge canopy forward. Look at that, absolutely massive. Here's your side boarding ladders, which they didn't have attached on the other side, to give you an idea what they're like. Not bad at all, and a nice gradual walk back into the cockpit area. On the port side, your port helm is pretty much repeated as your starboard. You have your Raymarine chart plotter. Here's all your instruments to be able to turn on your deck lights, boat lights and so on. And for your transom platform, autopilot, once again switches for your electric winches, pretty much repeated as on the other side. Your bank of clutches and deck hardware management system, compass. What I think is quite special about this boat, which is really innovative, forward thinking, is you have a nice table area. You could quite easily sit a watch here. Clean a fish, or, you know, eat your food, and there is another outside dining area up the top here. More areas for putting drinks and sandwiches and so on. Inside the cockpit reminds me of a DeLorean from Back to the Future. Your aft cabins are divided like so. So you have one here on port. Love these wing style doors, they are so cool. And one on the starboard side. What we'll do is we'll do the port side first. You've got 4 steps coming down. It's quite dark in here for the moment. Dead ahead you have your heads, sink, mirror. There's quite a lot of storage in here. Just to remind you, they're electric heads, but it is a wet heads. So there's your shower. I'll give you a little look, see how much room there is. I'm 5'8", 5'9". I should imagine if you're 6 foot something, you know, you'll be okay. There is ventilation. We'll just come out of here quickly. You have air conditioning in your cabin. There's USB charging and a plug. The electrics aren't on, that's a shame. And a cool box mini fridge just by the entranceway. Have a hanging locker. There's some nice little details here of these handles. Some might think it's too much, but I actually quite like it. Some nice thought has gone into the design, and some nice large deep drawers for storage here. They've integrated some shelves into the steps so you can put some bits and pieces. And you have, this can either be a twin, so there's a space that can be taken out in the middle, so you can have 2 singles, or set up as they have done here for the show as a double. And there's a really nice couch, 2-seater settee in here. There's plenty of headroom in this cabin, and you have opening hatch with privacy blinds here. To give you an idea of my head, you know, there's got to be 2 meters 10 thereabouts head height, thinking of the ceiling in one of our upstairs rooms. So there's plenty of head height if you're tall. Might be a bit funny sliding into the bed, but snug. We'll come out of here. As you can see, the starboard cabin is a little bit smaller than the port side, but you still have a double, and it can be split, as you can see underneath, to twins if you wish. Air conditioning once again. Access to, I do apologise, access to mechanical departments and services either side, and you actually have some storage cupboards down the side of the bed. Once again, plugs, USB charging. There is a nice, reasonably sized hanging locker in here with shelves. And it does, sorry if I'm spinning you around, but space is a bit tight in this one. And once again, you have another wet heads with electric flush toilet. There's your sink and some more storage outboard, and behind there will be your black water tank. There's an opening hatch up there for ventilation. Very nicely done. Jeanneau have done something quite nice finally, like the hands. Your washboards are actually hidden away down in here, so you're not having to worry about finding storage for them. Obviously there's your top hatch. There's a couple of nice opening hatches forward, and 4 easy steps coming down. Now, the only compromise Because you have all that space outside, obviously you have a smaller saloon area on the inside, but a nice U-shaped settee there and a table. You could fit 8 people around quite comfortably, and the table drops down to give you another double berth inside if you wish. There is storage over here. Nice deep storage. Fit a few bottles in there. Little cupboard on top. There's your Fusion stereo and air conditioning controls. And once again, mains plug, USB charging. Plenty of port lights. So imagine an anchor. There's plenty of light coming through. What I'm going to do is stand over here and give you a pan out of your inline galley. Coming all the way around. This reminds me a little bit, the saloon and galley area, of the Beneteau Sense. Let me know in the comments what you think below. Underneath, which is locked off, that's a pain. Underneath as normal, we'll see later on in the show if we can get in here in some of these boats, but you have access to your engine there. Nice grab rail for when you're coming down. Don't forget this boat's 55 foot, so she's not small. They're a nice Corian work tops with fiddles. A few handy cupboards and storage areas. Plenty of drawers. I won't open them all. Fridge, freezer, fridge, or freezer and freezer. It's entirely up to you. Nice stainless steel drawer system. Set them up. Top space. Mains plugs. All the way round. Very, very nice big galley. Single stainless steel sink. It's fresh water, hot and cold, and you have some handy little storage spots behind, which is good for all your spices and oils and things like that. And drop down cupboards overhead, which I think are much better than opening all from the bottom, because at least if something's tipping you can sort of keep an eye on what's going on. So there's plenty of storage up above. We used to have, on a motor caravan we borrowed, we used to have these sort of hinges. I shall keep my remarks to myself about those, but after significant use you might be replacing them. Double bin storage, cupboard next door. I know you don't want me to open them all. 3 burner gimbal stove, and you have a clean air extraction hood, an oven. And once again there is storage in this island with some grab handles, which is quite handy, and some more cupboards and drawers on this side. Something I like, because obviously these boats will come in many different configurations, especially if people are going to charter their boat, so you can have 2 double cabins forward. This is an owner's cabin, so they have, finally people are using them. And that's been locked in position, but you have pocket doors, which, let me know in the comments what you think below. I actually think they're a good idea on larger boats because they save you so much space without having to think about opening a door. Nice queen size semi-island bed for your VIP or owner's cabin. Large 2 to 3 seater sofa. As your air conditioning or heating unit, it's reversible. Controls, plug, USB plugs. large drawer, hanging locker, which is actually quite deep, peated on this side. I think it's really nice. Nice port-like windows everywhere, and I quite like the fact that either side of the sofa you have reading lights. There is plenty of storage in the build. You don't want me to lift them all up. I'll give you a nice pan out of that bed. There's a small step up that side. And storage, some storage underneath the bed as well. I do like these leather handles, very, very nice. And then just forward of that you have your owner's ensuite. Separate shower, which is nice. There's an opening hatch for ventilation, and just over this side, sorry about the darkness, you have an electric flush toilet, plenty of storage, and your own wash basin, mirror, and storage underneath. Let me come out of here. These are the 4 hatches you can see up here. 1, 2, there's another 2 forward that were covered by the sunbed. If you like this boat, let me know what you think, the Jeanneau 55. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and we'll see you on the next one.